After thoroughly reviewing both potential proposals, I have decided to promote genetically modified coral. It may seem controversial to use genetic engineering to improve coral reefs, but this concept is not new to us. Besides selective breeding, which has been used for thousands of years, crops that we consume every day have been modified for convenience. For example, they can be altered to be drought-resistant, insect-resistant, herbicide-tolerant, and more. It would save so much time to repopulate coral in the lab, and make them climate change resistant for added protection. As it is, coral reefs are extremely diverse ecosystems that house over 4,000 marine species during one point or another during their life cycle. They are important for many reasons. For one, they protect the coastlines from erosion due to the harsh effects of storms. The animals found there can be used for food sources as well as for medicines that fight diseases or infections. The loss of coral reefs would also be harmful as they serve as a source of revenue made through avenues such as fishing and tourism. It is considered a biodiversity hotspot, which is defined as areas with large numbers of endemic species, native to that region, that could be targeted for preservation efforts. In other words, it is a particular region with a plethora of plants and animals which are not found anywhere else, that is threatened with destruction by human activity. There are 36 found globally. To qualify as a biodiversity hotspot, there are two major characteristics. It must possess at least 1,500 endemic vascular plant species, and it must have less than 30% of its original vegetation remaining. Here are some of the current threats posed to coral reefs. Coral bleaching is when corals become white and eventually die. It is due to global warming causing a rise in ocean temperatures. Pollutants, such as nitrogen, weakens coral and makes marine life more susceptible to disease and infection. And lastly, overharvesting. The other proposal to bring back the woolly mammoth does seem to have some potential benefits on the surface, such as access to new scientific knowledge, but there are risks that have to be considered. Well, firstly, there are extreme costs of funding this project in the first place, $15 million. Woolly mammoths are said to have died due to climate change and the ice melting. Seeing as we are in the sixth mass extinction crisis with the negative effects of climate change more prevalent than ever, as global warming is on the rise, I believe bringing them back may be counterproductive. Along with that, I've read about the potential of old diseases and pathogens being released due to warmer temperatures melting Arctic ice. Could bringing back an ancient animal potentially bring back harmful viruses with it? Lastly, our world and the environment in general has changed substantially since the woolly mammoth was around. Is it really possible for it to be maintained in a habitat that was not originally its home? Overall, this is completely new to us, and is mostly based on hypotheticals, so it is inconclusive if this will actually even improve things like the climate crisis or restore degraded habitats. In my opinion, it may be more beneficial to focus on a crisis we are in the middle of experiencing right now, by using methods such as genetic engineering that have already been proven to work. The crisis facing coral reefs, at this very moment, is detrimental to us, and can have lasting effects, so we should focus our efforts on conserving these currently endangered species.